Hi, Madelaine. You look stunning. How are you?
Thank you. I'm loving your little pinup behind you.
So this was sent to me after The
Chapter
Strangers
1.
Chapter 1. It's
Yeah.
honestly one of the best movie promo gifts I've ever gotten. I'm obsessed
Oh,
with it.
that's so cool.
Yeah, congratulations to you on The Strangers Chapter 2. So incredibly intense.
Thank you.
When we meet Maya at the start of Chapter 2, very different when we see her at the start of Chapter 1. She's really been through it. My girl's been through the ringer here, and she has PTSD clearly. What was it like for you as an actor kind of tapping into those emotions where we kind of meet her here in Chapter 2?
It was definitely dark. I had a really hard time sleeping when I was shooting these movies too. I'm not sure if that was like my cortisol levels were too high or I was just too in my head, but it was definitely a dark place to go. We actually shot the opening sequence of movie 2 before we shot anything else for movie 1 or 3. That was the first thing I shot the
Wow.
first week of shooting. So I had to really get in there early, which I think was actually a blessing, honestly, because I wasn't too in my head. But it was dark. I'll be honest. Like, she opens her eyes and she finds out her husband's dead or her fiance's
Yeah.
dead. It's the first thing that happens in movie 2. So, it was sad. It was dark, but it's definitely not as dark as the stuff I had to do in movie 3. So,
Oh my God, I can't wait. How do you decompress after those scenes? I know you said you had trouble sleeping, so how did you kind of decompress when you were finished filming?
I don't have a great routine. I'll be honest with you, and it's funny because this press tour specifically has made that very clear. When people ask me that question, I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I have a great team of people around me, and I think probably with laughing. Like I would dispel a lot of that with like making jokes when we're over and we're in the car driving back from wherever we are, whether it be Toronto or Slovakia or LA. Just kind of like cracking jokes and having fun on the way back. Being a little like delirious and delusional in the car definitely helps.
Definitely laughing is always the best medicine.
Yeah.
So the strangers, these masked characters are so haunting. Some of the scariest masked villains in cinema. Who are some of your scariest masked villains in cinema? For me, obviously Michael Myers and Ghostface. Those and Leatherface, obviously. Who are
Hmm.
those other masked villains that have frightened you growing up?
I mean, the first horror film I ever watched was It. And I think Pennywise, the original Pennywise, will forever be one of the scariest things ever, just because of the association I have with it as a child. Um,
Wow.
I think he's probably the scariest to me, honestly. Leatherface is
Yeah.
horrifying. And I would prefer never to see that again as well. So maybe those two. Even when it's like,
Yeah.
there's Texas Chain. I love going to haunted houses during like October, so this is my time of the year. But like when they do a Texas Chainsaw Massacre haunted maze or something, I always have such a hard time going through it because it's really quite grotesque, the idea.
Yeah.
I also think Freddy Krueger has something like really sinister about him as well. Jason doesn't really freak me out, but Freddy Krueger has something very, very sinister going on there.
I love how you're executive producer on this film as well. I know you were for the first film. I'm honestly wondering, has this kind of inspired you to do more behind the scenes stuff? Do you want to get involved in maybe directing later in your career?
I haven't announced it yet, but I do have a production company that has a pretty robust slate of really cool, weird stuff. And I think our
Wow.
first project goes into production early next year, which I'm very excited about. So producing is something that I feel really drawn to, and it feels very natural to me to do. So I am focusing on that. I feel like I have the director bug. One of my favorite directors ever told me he can see me doing it one day, which was insane. So I think eventually, but not anytime soon. It's not a rush.
There is one particular scene in this film that really, really surprised me with an animal,
Mhm.
and your performance is just so gripping. What does that look like on set when you're filming that scene? It had to be so crazy and intense, but I'm like, how is she doing this? It's so good.
Thank you, thank you. I'm really proud of that scene. It
Yeah.
took a lot of VFX. Obviously, we had a man in a black suit with me.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of it was him. Like, if I got bit, he'd like touch my leg or whatever. So it was challenging. I've never done anything like that before, but I love that part of my job where it's like I'm constantly getting new challenges. It's never boring. It's never the same day twice. So I felt really crazy after it was over. I was very, very tired, but it was really fun. I mean, when am I ever
Yeah.
going to get to say I'm going to do that again in my life?
Exactly. And you absolutely killed it. Well, they
Thank
are
you.
giving me the rap. I would chat with you all day, but I'm so excited for audiences to see The Strangers Chapter 2 in theaters this weekend. And I personally love the blonde, brunette, redhead TikTok, and I want you guys to still keep going.
Thank you. We will if I ever get to reunite with all three of them at the same time.
I know, sometime down in the next couple months here, maybe.
Okay, I'll work on that.